My name is Abby. I am 27 years old. I have been married for 3 years to my husband Tim, a high school classmate, and I am a full-time housewife. We are a good couple and have never been involved in an affair with each other. I never imagined that we would break up because of cheating. Have a good day. Be careful. Are you going to be late again today? Yeah, I've been invited for a drink by my boss today, so I'll be late. You can go to bed first, as usual. Our roles were completely separated, with Tim working and me, a stay-at-home wife, taking care of all the housework. That day, after I sent Tim off as usual, I cleaned the house from top to bottom. However, there was one thing that was different from usual. I cleaned Tim's study. You don't have to clean my study. I have things in there that I use for work, and I don't want them moved without my permission. Tim usually did not want to let me into his study, but that day, I happened to look in through the open door and saw that the study was a mess and not in the best of cleanliness. I didn't clean it because he promised me that he would clean it regularly. But now I can't even find anything for work, can I? It can't be helped. Let's just quickly organize what we can see. I'll just get it out of the way. Tim has recently been traveling on business and working on holidays more often than when they were first married. This probably meant that he was not able to clean his study as much as he used to. Seeing the mess in his study, I decided to clean it up for good. Then, what is this? A notebook I've never seen before. As I was rearranging his desk, I found a red notebook that I had never seen before. Normally I would not look at Tim's things without permission, but for some reason I felt the urge to open it and check inside. I felt bad, but when I opened the notebook. What is this? What does it mean? There was a picture of Tim and a woman with a baby in their arms. What's more? Why is Catherine in the picture with them? The woman was Catherine, a classmate of mine who had attended the same high school as Tim and I. Catherine was a friend who had studied in the same class with us throughout high school. But she must not have had much contact with Tim. So why was she in the picture with Tim holding the child? The atmosphere suggests it's the child's birthday, right? Whose child is this? And why is he holding the child? As one unpleasant thought after another came into my mind, I decided to search his notebook for any other clues. Then, I discovered an even more outrageous fact. The notebook had a name and birthday that seemed to belong to the child in the photo, and on the date he had told me he was on a business trip. He had left a note saying he had gone out with Catherine. Apparently, from the contents of the notebook, this child was definitely Tim's child. Why is this? Why? At the back of the notebook was a brown envelope with no writing on it. I looked at the envelope and saw that it contained a completed divorce decree. He had the divorce papers ready, and yet he has been living his life as if nothing had ever happened. Divorce papers, don't tell me you're divorcing me. You prepared the divorce papers, but you've been living your life as if nothing had happened. You thought I didn't know anything and did whatever you wanted. I will never forgive you. I will make you regret it. And so I swore revenge against him for trying to betray me. However, Tim, who had no idea that such a thing was happening, went home carefree after that. I'm home. Oh no, I'm so tired today. Welcome home. You're back later than I thought. Tim, yeah, my boss got pretty drunk. And he kept nagging me to drink and drink. And I couldn't get out of it. Hey, were you really out drinking with your boss? What? Yes, but what? Are you accusing me of something? No, I'm not doubting you. I just thought you were always working late. That's fine. Oh, that's right. My boss at work invited me to stay over and play golf on the 23rd and 24th of this month. Take care of the house. Overnight outing? Just the two of you with your boss? That's right. My boss is a guy. You've met him before, Abby. He's Corby, my immediate boss. It's also Corby who was drinking with us today. It's nothing like you think. Yeah, okay. What the hell, something's wrong with you today. You're usually so willing to send me off. I feel bad for making you leave me alone every time I have a day off, but this is also an important job for me to be liked by my boss and get ahead. Please forgive me. Right? Tim told me in a white-knuckle manner. But I knew. I knew it was all a lie. According to the schedule in my notebook, the three of them were going to go to an amusement park for the first time with Catherine and her family. So I decided to make that day the day I would take my revenge. I thought it would be better to experience despair after the happy memories. I know. Forget about me, and have fun without a care in the world. Yeah, I'll have fun. But I'm going to buy you a souvenir on the way home, so look forward to it, okay? Tim puts his hand on my head as he says this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll get you something in return, something that will surprise you when you get home. A surprise? I don't know. You'll have to wait until the day of the party to find out. I'm sure you'll be very surprised. About a month later. I treated Tim as if nothing had happened and went on with my life as usual. And then, in the blink of an eye, the day of the event came. Well, I'm going to go. Call me if anything happens. I'll be with my boss. I don't know if I'll be able to respond right away, but I'll keep an eye on my phone as much as possible. Okay, I'll try to keep an eye on my phone. Take care of yourself. Tim didn't even know I was aware and took his unwanted golf bag out to the amusement park. He would probably leave it somewhere and change his clothes before heading to the girl's house. I stifled a laugh at Tim for going out of his way to make such a small trick, and I would get my revenge. I set about my final preparations. 2 days after he left. When he came home, he noticed my surprise and called me in a panic. Oh, hey, Abby, where are you in the ministry? What's going on in that house? What the heck is going on? What? I told you I'd have a surprise for you when you got home. How's that? What do you think? Oh, I'm surprised, but it's like your stuff is all gone. It's like I'm living in this house all by myself. Yes, it is. You're going to be living in that house by yourself, not like you're living in a house by yourself. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. You're the one who hid those filled-out divorce papers. Didn't you want to live alone? Oh, no, you wanted to live with Catherine and her child, not alone. Oh, you don't mean that notebook in the study? I'm sorry, but I saw everything. I saw all the pictures of Catherine, the kids, and the three of you getting along. And all the posts where you lied to me about going on a business trip or working on a day off to play with them. I told you not to go into my study. Because it was in such disarray, I didn't think you'd find what you were looking for in there. I did the best I could to clean it up, but I think I found something terrible. Don't do anything unnecessary. You promised me you wouldn't clean the study. You cheated on me and had a child with me. You talk about common sense. You're an idiot. You didn't go golfing with your boss today either. How was your first time at an amusement park with the three of you? I wish I could have been there. You've got to be kidding me. You're the one who's joking, aren't you? You've fooled me for well over a year now. I didn't think you'd be in that kind of trouble with my high school friends. Well, that's ministry. I guess I was the only one who thought we made a good couple all these years. So, as you wanted, I signed those filled-out divorce papers and filed them with the authorities today. We are no longer husband and wife, so you can go to them or do whatever you want. Wait a minute. Don't tell me you just signed the divorce papers on your own while I was out of the house? Yes, but what's the problem? I'm sure you've prepared the divorce papers because you want a divorce, right? You were so polite that you only filled out your section and put your stamp on it. It seemed like you couldn't easily turn in the divorce papers to me, so I filled out my section and turned them in for you. Tim returned home with some random souvenirs he had bought at the station so that his visit to the amusement park would not be discovered. What was waiting for him was a room with only my stuff missing and the fact that his wife, who knew everything, had filed divorce papers. Okay, I'm sorry. Just come home for now. And let me talk to you, please. What's so obvious? Besides, I have nothing more to say to you. And if I want to talk to you, you're just going to give me excuses, aren't you? No. I don't want to waste my time listening to you. I don't care. It's not worth asking why you cheated on me or why this happened. Oh, no. Do you know how I felt from the day I found out you wanted a divorce until now? How painful it was for me to smile at your bland attitude without knowing that I knew. But it doesn't matter anymore. I found a job and moved into a new house within a month of that day. No matter how many excuses you make, I will never go back to you. You must be happy because you wanted this outcome in the first place. What are you so upset about? Is there something wrong with you if I turn over the divorce papers to you? No, that's... Oh, yes, I've already contacted my in-laws earlier. I'm sure they'll be in touch soon. Tim, did you talk to my fathers about it? Of course I did. We were a married couple, so I had to tell them when we got divorced. What the hell did you say to them? I told them everything I saw, exactly as I saw it. What did they say when you did that? If you're so concerned about your parents' reaction, why don't you ask them yourself? Why don't you eye them? I don't know how I can do that, you know how strict my parents are. I don't care. Goodbye. Oh, hey, wait a minute, Abby. I hung up the phone, ignoring the sound of him yelling that. My in-laws, especially my father-in-law, were old-fashioned and strict. He hated crookedness, and Tim had since he was a kid. Don't do anything that will get people in trouble. Be a person who can think about other people's feelings. He had always told me that he was raised strictly with this in mind. And yet, Tim was caught having an affair with a friend of his wife's and having a child with her, without considering his wife's feelings, which is the most important thing to consider. Eventually, after I hung up the phone, my in-laws apparently contacted me and we decided to discuss the matter. I personally had no intention of discussing it, but it was a big deal for both parents. 6 of us, including myself, him, my parents-in-law, and my parents, gathered at my parents-in-law's house, and in the worst possible atmosphere, we started the discussion and the questioning of him. The discussion and the questioning of him started in the worst possible atmosphere. He must have already been questioned by my parents-in-law. He was sitting on a chair with a dismal look on his face. So, what the hell is going on? How could he have a child with another woman while he was still married to you? Explain it properly so that everyone can understand it from beginning to end. Tim did not rebel against ex-father-in-law's words, but instead, as if giving up, he began to tell me the story of his life up to now. I got involved with her because of a high school reunion 2 years ago. She was originally a friend of Abby's, and I never had any contact with her in high school, but she approached me that day. It's been a long time. Do you remember me? Yeah, I remember you. You're Abby's friend, Catherine. Catherine, you remember me. I'm so glad. You were at our wedding. Catherine, oh yeah. We didn't have much contact in high school, but I actually always had a crush on you. What? So I'm glad you remember my name. If you don't mind, can I ask you for your contact information or something? Maybe we could go out to dinner sometime? No, but I thought you were married too. I don't think it's a good idea to exchange contact information with the opposite sex when we are both married. And with Abby's friend. That's fine as long as Abby doesn't know about it. Everyone does this kind of thing. Abby and you are both too uptight. It's not like I'm asking you to do something sinister. So, okay? Don't tell Abby. He fell for those words and started to meet her secretly without telling me. And eventually, they developed a physical relationship. You know, I think I'm pregnant. I went to the hospital because I wasn't feeling well. I'm 5 weeks. What? Catherine, I'm going to divorce my husband, and I haven't had anything sexual with him like that. So you don't think? Catherine, yes, this is your child. I'm so happy to have a child with you. You've always been my dream. I'm so happy. Will you come with me to my next checkup? Which would make you happier, a boy or a girl? What would you name it? Wait a minute. We're both married. If she finds out I'm having a baby, I'll... Catherine, why do you say that? I thought you'd be happy. Oh, no, it's not that. Are you sure you don't want to take responsibility for? Well, what responsibility? Of course you're going to marry me and be the father of this child. What other kind of responsibility is there? But I'm not going to divorce my wife. I'm not going to do anything wrong. You're the one who told me you weren't going to do anything wrong, and now you're doing this to me. You don't want me to be in trouble. You knew that we had this kind of relationship, didn't you? It's terrible. It's too much. If you don't take responsibility, I don't know what I will do. I will expose everything to Abby, to all my classmates, to everyone in the company, and I will never forgive you. Okay, just calm down for now. Well, will you divorce Abby and marry me? Okay. And so he was threatened for having a child and agreed to have the baby. He began to prepare to divorce me, he told me. Do you know what you have done? I know, but I don't know what she was going to do if I don't take responsibility. I had to do that. Are you kidding me? It may have been Catherine who approached you. But if you had said no to Catherine, this would not have happened. I'm not trying to escape from my mistake, I'm just... Just what? I didn't want to divorce you. I was just threatened by Catherine. I didn't want to divorce you at all. I didn't even want to prepare divorce papers like that. Well, did you not? Yeah, of course. I'm serious. That's why I'm going to pay child support out of my own salary. But I want to continue to live with you, not Catherine, please, please, please start over with me again. He bows his head to me saying so. But I knew there was something he was still hiding from me. Then what is this? Saying that, he held out a single brown envelope in front of everyone. Is this? It's the envelope I found with him when I went into his study. It was placed in a different place from the divorce papers, and at first I thought it was unrelated. But when I looked at the contents, I was surprised. It was a photo evidence of a fabricated affair that made it look like I was having an affair. What the? Apparently, he had hired a contractor to make up a story about my affair, and the receipts, business cards, etc. were in the package. I think it was total bullshit that he didn't want to divorce me and he lied to get me through this. Right? What about you? Why would you do that? Tim, well, it's... Tim, can you please stop hiding things from me any longer? If you keep hiding it like this, they will eventually find out. Just give up and tell us everything. He was questioned by all of them and was in a desperate situation. Realizing that he could no longer escape, he began to tell the truth. To be honest, before the baby was born, I really didn't think about divorcing Abby. But when my child was born and I saw the look on my own child's face, I started to think that I wanted to leave Abby and live with Catherine and my child. And when it came time to ask for a divorce, I didn't know how to tell Abby that I wanted a divorce. If I just asked her for a divorce, she would definitely ask me why. And if I told her that we had a personality mismatch, she would know that it was a lie because we had been getting along so well since we got married. But that doesn't mean I can't tell them the truth. If I told them, I wouldn't be able to face Abby or my parents. So I'm not going to. That's not true. That's not the main reason, is it? You didn't want to pay me alimony for the affair. That's why you wanted to make it look like I cheated on you and force me to divorce you. No, no, no. No, it's not different. On the contrary, you wanted to charge me alimony and use the money to live happily together, didn't you? Am I wrong? You didn't go that far. I can't believe it. What are you talking about? Then why were you in such a hurry when I filed the divorce papers without telling you? It was because you couldn't confront me with the evidence of the affair that you went to the trouble of paying for, wasn't it? Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to file for alimony, would you? Well, that's... You were supposed to get alimony from me and live happily together as father and son. Did you think I didn't know that? So, that's why If you can argue with me, why don't you argue with me? We already have all the evidence over here. So no matter what rebuttal you come up with, I'm confident that I can overturn it all. So go ahead. Tim. He couldn't refute anything more, so he turned over and fell silent. Well, looks like you have nothing more to say to me. Well, here's one from me. Is this? It's a bill for alimony, of course. I had asked my lawyer to prepare a bill in advance. I was going to send it to you, but we decided to discuss it, so it was perfect. Then he looked over the fee bill with trepidation. What the heck, $40,000, There's no way I can get that much for a mere 2 years or so of alimony for an affair. What the hell do you think you guys did in those 2 years? Married people having children with each other, what's mere about that? Do you think I'm a fool? But there is no way I can afford $40,000. I'm going to have to pay for my child, and of course I can't afford it. What does that have to do with me? I think the money for the child and the alimony for me are two completely different things. If you're worried about losing money to spend on the kids, why don't you bring it from somewhere else? What the hell is that? You want me to borrow money from you? I didn't say that. I'm just saying it's none of my business. You're real bloodless. $40,000. That's a joke. Are you kidding me? You're the one who's joking, you're the one who brought this on yourself. Yes, Abby, you're right. The money for the child and the alimony are two completely different things. Not paying alimony because of the kids is just plain wrong. But, shut up. The only thing you have to do is to pay alimony to Abby and apologize sincerely. Oh no. Shut up. I'll cut you off if you say you can't do it. We didn't raise you like that. Get out of here right now. His father-in-law's angry voice made him lose his temper at once. He admitted to cheating on me and agreed to pay me alimony. But of course I still had one thing left to do. That is to take revenge on Catherine, the woman he cheated on me with, who was a friend of mine. I immediately sent a content-certified letter to Catherine to claim the same alimony as I did. However, there was no way she would comply with my demand since she had approached him knowing that he was married. A few days later, after receiving the content-certified letter, she called me to complain. He told me everything. He told me that you found out about our relationship. But isn't it strange that you are demanding alimony from me too? Why? Why? What's so funny? You knew he was married, but you had relations with him, so it is natural that I should charge you alimony. Of course not. I have his child here. So what? So what does it matter if you two raise the child or not? It has nothing to do with this. We are going to raise our child together and we don't have the money to pay alimony. So? That's why I'm asking you to withdraw the alimony demand. Why is the world so hard on the child-rearing generation? If you don't have kids, support your generation in your own way. You didn't catch him cheating on you in the first place, did you? Don't blame it on me alone. How can you say that? What are you talking about? You're totally missing the point. Please. Look, I've heard all the stories from him too, but he told me that you were pressuring him to marry just because you were having a baby. You threatened to do anything if he didn't take responsibility for you. Oh, no, that's not. Isn't it strange that you would say you don't care about the alimony claim after doing such a thing? Or are you still insisting that it's not your fault? Well, I thought we were friends. You even came to my wedding. Why did you do this? Because I don't have a choice. I liked him before you started dating him. And then you started dating him, and then you got married. I saw your happy faces at the wedding, and I was ready to give up, but then I saw him again at our reunion 2 years ago, and I couldn't hold back the feelings I had been suppressing, so. You approached him and asked him to marry because you were going to have a baby. We've already broken up, so you can do what you want with him. Or rather, I am. It's none of my business, so why don't you just get married or whatever? But you had a relationship with him when we were married, so you'll have to take full responsibility for that. And so Catherine could say nothing more and did not speak a word until I finally hung up the phone. However, perhaps my words had an effect, because she then contacted me to say that she accepted the alimony claim and would pay it. Tim and Catherine were very happy. Tim and his girlfriend have been paying me alimony every month without fail. But I never heard from them again. A few months passed and I was getting used to life in a new place. I ran into my ex-mother-in-law by chance while shopping. She told me what had happened to him. Actually, they got remarried after that, but to my surprise, that child was not my son's child. What? It seems that she pretended that he was my son's child so that she could marry him. As he grew up, he didn't look anything like her, so he secretly had him tested. When he questioned her about it, she confessed that it was her ex-husband's child. The child in the photo was not his, but that of her ex-husband. Tim had fallen right into her trap. She thought she could take him if she told him she was having a child. Well, it looks like she did, but now she is in hell. She doesn't want to leave him, and my son is furious. They're even going to divorce court. That's not possible. But this is my son's own fault. Even though she cheated on him, I'm sure he had an affair. Neither my husband nor I have any intention of taking his son's side. He got what he deserved for cheating on his wife. I think he deserved it. I'm sorry to have to tell the story here. When I saw you, I just had to tell you the story. I hope you will be happy and forget about that stupid son of ours. With that, my ex-mother-in-law left. It was my ex-mother-in-law's kindness to tell me this story. I never saw my in-laws or Tim again. I have no idea what his life is like now, but that is no longer my concern. What did you think of this story? Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.